Hello everybody, Jason Wang with Carolina One Real Estate here in the Charleston Tri-County area. Doing a short video today to discuss buying your first flip property. So in the past, I'd say 2 years or so, buying and selling flip properties have become all the hype. And what I've seen more often than not is a lot of buy and flops versus buy and flips, meaning a lot of people who get into it, they buy a property, they want to renovate it, and they want to sell it and make a profit, end up flopping and losing money or not making enough money for it to have made sense in the time and efforts that went into it. And so when it comes to buying your first flip, here are a couple things to keep in mind. The finances. Do all the math up front. How much is it going to cost? How much real estate commission are you going to pay? How much taxes are you going to pay? How much closing costs on everything? I mean, there's so many costs that go along with it that you really want to make sure you've got these numbers down to a science and be conservative. Do not inflate your numbers to make it seem nicer than it actually is. If anything, use numbers that make it seem not as nice so that you've got room for error, right? So get those finances down to a T, make sure they're on lock, and make sure that you also have a budget set up for yourself. So determine what you can afford, what kind of return you're looking for, and what you're actually going to determine as a successful flip. A lot of people go, they flip, it's beautiful, they fall in love with it because they put in their blood, sweat, and tears, they love the new home, they love everything, and then they want to price it way too high, and just because they want the most money, but they don't ever determine what is considered a satisfactory return on this property. Once you determine that satisfactory return, you can then reverse engineer and figure out what you need to do to achieve that. So getting those finances unlocked is very important. Number two, make sure that the location of the property is phenomenal. When buying a flip property, the number one thing that you can focus on is location, because location will always sell. Even if it doesn't bring you as much of a return, even if it costs you a little bit more on the front end, you can always be confident that if you have a good location, you're going to have the most success rate when it comes to actually getting it sold. Because let's say the market dips, let's say something adjusts, let's say you're not able to finish it, a personal life thing comes into play and you just have to offload it, the right location will help you do that, right? So focusing on location is very important. Number two, focusing on the properties that people don't even want to step into. As a property gets worse and worse and worse and worse, neglected and neglected and neglected, its value goes down astronomically. You can usually get it for a much better price. You do not just want the property that's simply outdated. You want the property that you have to wear a face mask to go into, that you have to wear rubber gloves in, and that is absolutely disgusting because that's the one that's probably taken the longest to sell. The owner has no ability to actually do anything to it, and usually that's going to be the one that you're going to get for the best possible price. You're going to be able to just hire a crew to come in and get that crap out and then start the renovation process. So those are just 3 things to keep in mind when buying your first flip: is the financial aspect of it, make sure it's on lock, the location's really awesome, and the condition, find the ones that nobody else wants to go into, because in the beginning you're gonna run into a lot of mistakes, you're gonna run into a lot of things that are unexpected with your first flip. And so by focusing on these 3 things, you limit your room for error, and it allows you to maybe take a couple losses in certain areas and still come out with a good profit. If any of you guys have questions about buying and selling flip properties in the Charleston market, don't hesitate to reach out. My direct number is 843-655-2249, and my email address is jason.wang@carolina1.com. Thanks for watching this short video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.